Hello lovelies and welcome to the channel. So today's video was meant to be part of the Aussie YouTubers Hop. Oh, it's such a tongue twister. But because of my poor time management skills, I got the dates wrong, so mine was up a little late. They've all gone live today, but I was a bit too late to tag my video in the Hop to follow along in the Hop. So I'm just uploading my video anyway, but I will link you to all of their videos so you can check out the Hop. It's really cool. So basically a bunch of us Aussie YouTubers get together a couple times a year and follow a certain theme, and we all do a video on that theme, and yeah, you hop along to each video. And there's prizes and all sorts of stuff that you can win if you leave comments and things. So I will, in my description, I'll link all of their videos because someone will have a cool list that and you can follow each of the links, and then they will link you to the next videos in the Hop. So basically, mine is going to follow the mood board, but just not be a part of the official Hop, but you can still head over and check out all their awesome videos. So the theme for this Hop was play and this awesome mood board, which I posted at the beginning of my video. And for this one, I really wanted to do these awesome pictures of my niece. So my niece has recently become a big sister. My nephew was born 5 weeks ago, and we've been hanging out a bit, and we've been playing with all sorts of new stuff. And something we discovered was Play-Doh. And I took these awesome photos while we were playing with Play-Doh. And this was her first time playing with Play-Doh. And anyone that has seen a kid play with Play-Doh, first thing you have to do is you have to lick it and you have to taste it. So these two photos were really cute. One was her playing with it, and then the second one I managed to capture a screenshot of when she was giving it a little taste. And I just love these so much that I really wanted to scrap these two photos together. Her album is an 8.5 by 11, but that I've only gone up to about 1 year. So all the photos from then on, I haven't really started an album for, but I'm just going to put this in my album, which is a 12 by 12. So I'm doing a 12 by 12 layout. And guess what? There is no mixed media on this layout at all. I know, right? Shocking. But I did have I think is it Chamel box of crayons collection. And it was too perfect for this. The colours are gorgeous and bright, bold, very vibrant, very primary, and I felt that it went with the mood board really well. So I've got my two photos. They're a little smaller than 3 by 4. I've trimmed them down just to make them a little smaller so I can put them together in a cluster. And then I have mounted one on foam, craft foam, just to pop it up a little bit, just to give my photos some dimension. I'm going to use this one with the spots as my background, but then the stripes I'm going to map my photo on as well, because I just love those bold colours. So I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to make a mat for my two photos together. I start out, it's just a little too big, so then I trim it down so it's a bit smaller, so I've got a smaller mat, because I do want to have a lot of that background showing. I love that paper. And yeah, these colours were just great for this photo and for the mood board as well. So the Play-Doh she's got is yellow, blue and red. So nice primary colours, which goes perfectly with this background paper as well. So I'm just trimming that down, and then that's going to be my photo cluster. So when I put it on my background pattern paper, it just, I don't know, it doesn't stand out. Well, it's not that it doesn't stand out enough. It's just that I felt it needed more of a border. So just something to pop it off from that very busy background. So I think it was the mix of the two busy background papers together. So I wanted to bring in some white or something mostly plain and neutral, just to highlight the difference in my papers, and yeah, just, I don't know, just make it look a little more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? You'll see what I mean. I end up mounting it on some white cardstock just to give it another border, and it just really works really well. Makes it look really, I don't know, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh, I'm having a mind blank today. But yeah, it works really well just to mat that photo and pop it from that background really well, and just break up those two very busy background papers. So I'm using lots of double-sided tape, and I'm going to stick that down, and I'm going to give it a fairly thick border just because I really wanted to break up those two pattern papers. And then I'm going to start on my cluster, which actually ends up becoming part of my title. So I got out all my bits and pieces that I have in the Box of Crayons collection. So I've got the paper pad, the note, I think it's 6x8, but I think it's notebook paper. So it's not really a paper, like a 6x6 paper pad, pattern paper pad. Wow, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Say that 5 times really fast. It's sort of like journaling and notebook paper, but it's a good little addition to have. And then, of course, I have the bits and pieces or the die cuts. So I've pulled out a bunch that I thought would work for my embellishing. The thing I like about using collections, now in my craft room, I store most of my collections together. So when I do pull bits of it out, I pull it all out together and then I can use them all. And I know all the pieces are going to coordinate. And on something like this, which I would usually struggle to embellish, it really comes in handy. So I've got like a little journaling piece, a rainbow, which has nothing to do with my picture, but it was really cute. And then this create as well. I haven't even glued my photo down yet, so I need to do that first, using some wet glue because it was nearest to me, and I think I'd already applied the glue to the rest of my bits and pieces. So I'm going to put them there, and then off to the left I'm going to make my little cluster. So I've got this rainbow, this journaling piece, and what I'm going to do on this journaling piece is, so basically for my title, I wanted to make it, everybody knows the first time you play with Play-Doh, you have to lick it. Now, obviously, that's a really long title, but I really wanted to have that. So I thought if I journal the first half of it and then use my thickers to do the main parts of my title. So that's what I'm going to do. I have drawn a doodly border around my white, and I think that really ties in with the theme really well. I will put a border around my 12x12 pattern paper at the end as well, and I think that works to really tie this layout together. So you'll see the difference in the layout when I do that. But yeah, so this is where I've written in the first half of my title. So everybody knows the first time you play with Play-Doh. And then I'm going to use this Craft Amy Tan thicker set to write Lick It. And I'm going to colour that with a Tombow marker. Now, it turned out a little darker than I would have liked, but it still works. So I'm just putting these onto some, just a bit of plastic packaging, and then I'm going to get my Tombow marker and colour them in. If I wanted it brighter, I could have painted them with white gesso first, and then the blue would have been a lot brighter. Obviously, because it's going down on top of craft, that's why it is darker, but it still works. So yeah, I don't mind it. That's what's really good about having a thicker set, like either a white set or a craft set. You can colour them to match your layout. So the craft wouldn't have worked very well on this layout to either color wise or stand out a bit. So being able to color that to the color that I want has really been beneficial. So I have 2 packets of these, so that's really going to come in handy. So if you're a person that doesn't buy colored thickers, get yourself a craft set or a white set, and that way you can always color your thickers any color you like to suit your layouts. So once I glue these down, I'm then going to work on the rest of my title using my Kaiser Craft tiny alphabet stickers. Now, these I love for long titles or journaling especially. I use them a lot in my Project Life, which I have not done any of this year. But yeah, it's going to be, you'll see what I mean in a minute. So these stickers are adhesive, but because I stuck them on the plastic, they were becoming a little stubborn. So I had to use a bit of glue. But it's always good to glue down your thickers anyway, as everyone knows. You really should, because in a couple of years they're just going to fall off anyway. I've learned that one the hard way. So these are my Kaiser alphabet stickers. I've got them in white and black. And as you can see, I think they're like usually $2. And you get a whole sheet of alphas, uppercase and lowercase. I tend to have about 2 or 3 of each colour, just so I can, I never run out of letters. And what I do, instead of sticking it straight to my layout, is I stick it to a scrap piece of cardstock so I can line up all my letters, and then I'll cut those out and stick them down like that. So basically, instead of using each sticker individually, I'm sticking them down so I have my word, and then I'm going to cut that out and stick it to my layout, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a minute, but it just makes it so much easier to line up your title. And especially when you've got individual stickers, it can be a little hard to make sure everything's in line. So yeah, just adding that to my layout, and then I think that's pretty much it. I think I might add a few enamel dots here and there, but apart from that, that's going to be it. You will see in a minute where I grab that same blue Tombow marker and draw a border around my page. I hope I recorded that part. I think I may have, I'm not sure. But anyway, yes, I did. Look at that. I feel that this was, normally I do with a black pen, but because this background was so busy, it needed a darker and thicker border if it was going to have one. And honestly, it felt like it just tied the whole page together and just finished it off perfectly. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I hope you have enjoyed my video, and like I said, follow the links in the description to check out the videos that the girls have done in the Hop. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.